The air inside the courtroom was thick with tension. The gallery was packed with reporters, family members, and spectators eager to witness what would soon unfold. At the defendant's table sat Olivia Carter, a young, ambitious law student with everything to lose. She had been accused of the brutal murder of her professor, Dr. James Holloway, a highly respected legal scholar. The evidence against her was damning. Her fingerprints on the murder weapon, security footage of her entering his office moments before the crime. Her defense attorney, Samuel Keating, a sharp-witted former prosecutor turned defender of the falsely accused. But something about the details didn't sit right with him. The prosecution, led by District Attorney Evelyn Graves, was relentless. She painted Olivia as a desperate student who had been on the verge of failing Holloway's class, an outcome that would have jeopardized her future legal career. In her opening statement, Graves makes sure the jury understood how airtight their case was. The defendant was seen on security footage entering Dr. Holloway's office at 9:17 p.m., just minutes before the estimated time of death. She was found at the scene holding the murder weapon in her hands. A gruesome image of Dr. Holloway's body flashed on the screen. A key witness, Michael Benson, another student, testified that Olivia had confided in him about her frustration with Holloway's grading. She said she'd do whatever it took to make sure her career wasn't ruined, he claimed. Samuel Keating remained quiet, but Olivia's expression never wavered. She whispered to Keating, "I didn't do this. Someone's setting me up." Keating knew he had to poke holes in the prosecution's case, and he started with the security footage. "Miss Graves," he began during cross-examination, "you claim this footage is definitive proof of my client's presence at the scene. However, do you have footage of her leaving?" Graves hesitated. "No, but you have footage of her entering but not leaving." He then turned his attention to Michael Benson. "You said Olivia was angry with Dr. Holloway's grading. Tell me, Mr. Benson, were you also a student in his class?" "Yes," Benson admitted. "And is it true that you were ranked second, just behind Olivia?" Benson's throat bobbed as he swallowed hard. "Yes." Keating's lips curled into a small smile. No further questions. The courtroom was on edge and tension. Keating called his own forensic expert to the stand. Dr. Amelia Price had analyzed the murder weapon and found something shocking: traces of an unknown set of fingerprints. "These prints do not belong to Olivia Carter," she stated. "In fact, they match someone else." Whispers erupted through the courtroom. Keating approached the judge with a sealed report. "Your Honor, I request that we admit new evidence, security footage from an adjacent hallway, retrieved after a more thorough investigation." The footage played, showing a shadowy figure entering Holloway's office 10 minutes after Olivia. The figure was wearing gloves but removed them briefly, touching the desk. Keating turned to the jury. "The prosecution made you believe Olivia Carter was the only one present that night." Keating wasn't finished. "Michael Benson, would you mind standing up?" Benson paled. "What? Why?" Keating took his time, flipping through his notes. The tension in the courtroom was suffocating. Keating gestured. "Dr. Price, could you read the name listed on the forensic report?" The prints belonged to Michael Benson. The courtroom exploded into chaos. Graves looked stunned. The judge banged his gavel for order. Benson's face drained of color as he stammered, "This is a mistake." Keating didn't let up. "You were jealous of Olivia. You were tired of being second best. You saw an opportunity when you heard Olivia planned to meet Dr. Holloway that night. You followed her, waited for her to leave, and then killed him. And to cover your tracks, you planted the knife in her hands, knowing the circumstantial evidence would do the rest." The jury watched in horror as the weight of the truth settled in. Benson broke down, his head in his hands. After deliberating for just 3 hours, the jury returned with a verdict. The foreperson stood, clearing her throat. "We find the defendant, Olivia Carter, not guilty." A wave of relief swept over Olivia as tears filled her eyes. She turned to Keating, whispering, "Thank you." As she walked free, Benson was taken into custody. Outside the courthouse, reporters swarmed Olivia, asking what was next for her. She took a deep breath and smiled. "I think I'd like to become a defense attorney." Keating grinned, patting her shoulder. "I think you'd be damn good at it." But just when Olivia thought it was over, a mysterious envelope arrived at her doorstep. Inside was a single note. "You were never supposed to walk free." Olivia's hands trembled. The words burned into her mind. Who sent this? And what did they mean? She showed the letter to Keating, who frowned. "This isn't over," he muttered. "Someone else is still out there." Before Olivia could respond, a sudden knock on her door made her jump. She hesitated before opening it, her heart pounding. A stranger in a dark coat stood outside. He handed her a second envelope and whispered, "Be careful who you trust." The door shut before Olivia could ask anything. She tore open the letter and gasped. Inside was a photo of Dr. Holloway, taken just moments before his murder. Keating examined the photo carefully. "This was taken from inside the office before the attack," he noted. "That means someone else was already there." Olivia shook her head. "Why would someone send this to me now?" Keating said. "Benson was guilty. But what if he wasn't the only one involved?" Olivia's stomach twisted. Later that night, as Olivia tried to sleep, her phone buzzed. A blocked number. Against her better judgment, she answered. A distorted voice whispered, "You were never supposed to walk free, but it's not over yet." The next morning, Keating and Olivia met at his office. "We need to figure out where this photo came from," Keating said. They traced the envelope's postage to a small mail shop downtown. The clerk remembered an older man dropping it off but had no name. Security footage showed the man wearing a hat and glasses, his face obscured. Olivia couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. Every time she turned a corner, she swore she saw a figure lurking just out of sight. That evening, Keating called with urgent news. "I had some friends dig into Dr. Holloway's records. There's something you need to see." Olivia rushed to his office, where he handed her a file. Holloway was looking into academic fraud at the university. He was about to go public with something huge. Her eyes widened as she flipped through the pages. This is about falsified records, bribery, and look, Michael Benson's name is here. "He was part of it," Keating said, "but he wasn't the only one." A sinking feeling settled in Olivia's chest. Whoever's been watching you, they have a reason to want this buried. Olivia and Keating dug deeper into the university's records. The more they uncovered, the more dangerous it became. One night, as Olivia walked home, a black car followed her. She picked up her pace, but the vehicle matched her speed. Panic surged through her veins. Then, just as she turned a corner, someone grabbed her from behind. A gloved hand covered her mouth, muffling her scream. A low voice whispered, "You should have stayed quiet." And then, everything went black. To be continued.